else we got here, G?
Lots of old pictures, lots of nice memories.
Yeah, for sure.
Highway Patrol draws crowds, chipping in for the disabled, very clever headline.
Ah, yes, creative.
Yep, and here's a good picture of you right there in the middle. 7 members of the California Highway Patrol arrived in Dunedin yesterday. This unit, made famous by the TV series Chips, is on a fundraising tour of New Zealand. A large crowd was in the Octagon yesterday afternoon to greet the unit, which was headed by Sergeant Bruce Wiedmer of the Los Angeles Police Force. There you go. So,
Yeah. Rick Rosner, producer, who has connections with MGM, he came to Central LA and asked for a couple of motor riders. Instead of just having stunt riders represent those guys, they wanted real highway patrolmen because of the look. And they settled on myself and Bob Hayden. We signed a contract with MGM, had to join the Screen Actors Guild, and I doubled Poncherello, Eric, believe it or not.
Complete and total control.
Spray my hair black, had to shave my mustache, spray my arms and my face with tan and stuff, and they just didn't do close-ups. They would do right up to here, right up to here, and then they would switch to a Strata's face. And Bob Hayden looked uncannily like Larry Wilcox, so they could get a little closer with him. That show took off. It was the most popular show in New Zealand, Australia, the UK, and in New Zealand at that time. They only had a couple hours of television programming in the morning and a couple hours in the evening. And some of those, I'm quite sure, were documentaries, cooking shows, news and stuff, but they had Chips once a week.
I got invited in to be an extra on the TV. He was a big star on Chips. I was just an extra standing in the background, and the show got really, really popular, and they filmed a lot of it at Central Los Angeles. It was good fun. So I was just working the beat as a beat cop, and I had, my buddies and all the friends that I have, and I think Bruce promoted to sergeant by then. And we come in one night, and Hal Fishman, Channel 5 News at 10. Ladies and gentlemen, a sad story, but yet happy. And they show a picture of an Air New Zealand 747 coming in. And on this airplane are several hundred children from New Zealand dying from cancer. The good people at Air New Zealand collect money all year long, and it's Operation Disneyland. They want to show these kids Disneyland before they die. And we're 5, I don't want to say tough motorcycle cops, but whenever you talk about kids dying from cancer, there's a soft side to that right away. Well, so there's a problem. What's the solution? Well, don't ask me why I did this. I called Air New Zealand and got a hold of the reservation center. Can I help you? And I said, Gordon Graham here with the California Highway Patrol. And are you familiar with this Operation Disneyland? Oh, yes. The woman who's running this show, Carol Nelson, she's here with the dispatch center. Can you put her on the line, please? And this is Carol. Gordon Graham here with the Highway Patrol. I said, are you familiar with a TV show called Chips? And the excitement, she goes, oh, that's the most popular TV show in New Zealand. And I said, well, they film it in Central Los Angeles. I know you guys are going to be here for a week. And if you want to come down and see the office and see where they film Chips, come on down. Well, how about tomorrow afternoon? Sure, sounds good. And these kids had a ball. They had a ball. We put one blind kid on a motorcycle that was on its center stand, and somebody left him alone. And he picked up the microphone, and he's broadcasting a pursuit. He listened to the DD, LA 793, show me in pursuit, northbound Hollywood, southbound Harbor. He's all over the map and everything. So these kids were having a ball. Well, I got a call from Carol Nelson when they got back to New Zealand, and she called me up. She said they had more fun at the Highway Patrol than they had at Disneyland. It was interactive. They loved what they did. I just wish there was some way we could bring you boys down to New Zealand. They're trying to build a swimming pool for kids with cancer, and we're raising money down there, but you would be a real big hit. And I said, well, I happen to know some guys who were sort of a precision drill team. Oh. And she goes, really? Do you have any time? And I said, well, April's open. And so I got my buddies all together and said, hey, we're going to New Zealand, I'm nobody. I'm a motorcycle cop. Yeah, let's go to New Zealand. And I ran it by the sergeant, Jack Becker. He says, yeah, you need to talk to the captain about that. And the captain's looking at me like, what planet are you from on that? But one of the division chiefs, Ray Johnson again, I think he was our rabbi. He was the person who supported this the most. The division commander ultimately, Dale Fargo, he ultimately supported it. But I think Ray Johnson sort of fed them information. So we, 7 of us went to New Zealand. So there was me and Bruce, and we brought Les Page.
Les Page.
Les Page, George Brown.
George Brown, Terry Barnett, Artie Hubbard.
And Dick Barton.
And Dick Barton.
Yeah, 7 of us.
Yeah. You know, we would be riding down these one-lane roads going through beautiful scenery. And we would have people out there at their pasture fences. And they would just be waiting for us.
The thing that impressed me the most is how much the CHP was revered in New Zealand. Now this is 10,000 miles away, you know, and everybody knew about the California Highway Patrol. We would show up some of our events where we did our precision drill team stuff. It was 13,000, 14,000 people watching this. Here I am halfway around the world representing the California Highway Patrol, telling people, you know what, it's an honor to be here, and it's so good to be with the CHP, and the CHP allowed us to do this. I believe the head of the New Zealand Police called the commissioner on our second day and thanked the commissioner, Glenn Craig, for sending us down there. It was a really, really, really good time.
It took somebody thinking outside of the box. It took a Gordon Graham thinking outside the box to how to exacerbate that and use it, and then actually think about going to New Zealand. Who else would have thought that that was even possible? But Gordy managed to put that together and it came about. The department has given you a voice. And our department, the CHP, is probably the most, if not one of the most, progressive agencies in the country. And it's surprising what they will agree to if it's logical and it benefits the department and the public.
Yeah, gosh. Here's one of the letters we got from one of the kids.
Yeah, you know, in fact, this was hand delivered to me there. And I have kept, of all this stuff, this is the one that I really like. And really quickly, this little guy gives me this. Dear Chips, my name is Russell Clark. I have a mommy and a daddy, brother and a sister. I have a dog, a cat, and a bird. I have Chips poster. My cat's name is Buffy. My dog's name is Sarah. My dad's name is Mr. Clark. And watch it every week, Chips he's talking about. I am 8 this week. Love from Russell. And that's just all the way those little kids were. But I just love that thing, you know.
Get beyond the traffic stop. Get beyond the traffic stop. You know, I made a lot of felony arrests because you get beyond the stop. You know, start asking questions, start talking to people, and all of a sudden you'll find out that they're doing something that's not right, something very, very wrong. And if you're clever and a good investigator, you can make some really good solid arrests. But on the other hand, get beyond the stop. You see somebody who's crying in the back seat, just don't ignore that. What's going on here? What's going on here? I can tell you story after story after story, but I had a young man that ultimately worked for me. But he stopped a woman for 80 in a 70 zone or something like that, and she's crying. She's crying. And he writes her a citation. She gets back up there. She's got 3 kids in the car. And he says, ma'am, it's just a traffic citation. You can go to traffic school. And she says, you don't understand. My husband just left me. My husband just left me. And I got to go to the dentist. The kids have got these dental problems. And I don't have money. I don't have the insurance anymore. My life is just over. My life is just over. And so he said, well, how much is the dental thing going to be? And she gave him a number like $200. He wrote her a check, made payable to the dentist for $200. Sent her on her way. Well, she goes and shows up at this dental office, and she's trying to pay with this $200 check. And the dentist says, this is a third-party check. And she says, oh yeah, I got stopped by a highway patrolman today, and I was crying, and he wrote me a check to take care of the dental bill. And his wife was the editor of a newspaper. You know, and this story just went viral. When you hear these things, this is not isolated. We've got men and women out there every day who are doing this. This is the greatest job in the world. If you go out, get beyond the citation, get beyond the traffic stop, and look for what can I do? Get beyond the stop, and you'll be able to change the world.